Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more Talented. Well, we had a rather unfortunate tree in the last one, so yeah, we're going to come back and try the Alchemist once more. We did make a little bit of progress towards our final core talent, but I think we'll just go ahead and dive right back in with the same settings as last time. Mastery level 17 will hopefully be something new for us, and hopefully this time round our talent tree won't force us so heavily into a single direction that is very difficult to protect ourselves from. So, you know what? We'll just have to see how it goes. So, either way, let's see how this first night handles. So far, so good. Does look like we've more or less... Yeah, can we deal with everybody? I think we can. Actually, no, I think we might get hit. So we'll just quickly use one of those abilities just to be safe. No point in losing any health or skill points early on unnecessarily. Alright, 4 talent points, Warges will now appear. Okay, so I guess this is somewhat better. We've got some cooldowns, we've got a D6. Let's go ahead and roll the mystery, and then with our 2 extra talent points, do we go for some extra crafting stuff, or do we go for some early foraging and XP? Honestly, I think we actually go for the foraging and XP. Make sure that we get a few more talent points and maybe blitz our way through the tree a little bit faster this time round. But either way, we will have to see how it all goes. Alright, so one of those torches already doing a good amount of damage. That's lovely to see. Let's see. Let's just quickly deal with those fast-moving ones. Let's take out some of these googlies. We may need to go ahead and throw something there just to be safe. Yeah, okay, so the burning is enough to take care of the googlies, which is nice. We're not dealing with too much in the way of HP for some of our enemies just yet, although we do need to very quickly and carefully make our way through these couple. Alright, but you know what, that's fine. That's a clean night. That is all that we want. 6 talent points, each wave now has an additional enemy, nothing too severe. Let's go ahead and pick up that ability power. The Abundance, as we know, is a fantastic skill. Let's pick up some HP, and then let's work for some XP, and I think, you know what? This seems to be a dead end. Maybe we could make our way up and around here for the D6, or we could also try and make our way over to the talent package. Yeah, both of which are... We have some questions as to, yeah, let's see. What have we got? Major Leaf, Bubble Bloom, Blood Thistle. We definitely need some more Cinder Root for more of this current one. So maybe we try some foraging, or maybe we go for some XP gain. You know what? I don't think it's going to be too dangerous one way or the other. I think we can make do with what we've currently got. Let's go ahead and go for the ability power-up and some extra experience. That should give us access to some more foraging, some more XP, some sigils potentially. Yeah, I think that's probably the right choice. Again, it's still early on, so yeah, our abilities should be fairly good at getting us through the night fairly safely. Alright, so let's go ahead and deal with these guys. Let's clear out some of these faster moving nuisances. I'm not a huge fan of the Warges already. You know, let's just quickly go ahead and fire. Oh, you know what? That was not the best. Okay, well, we're playing a very dicey game. We're now down to a single hit left. Hopefully, we don't get overwhelmed, because if so, all over. And there's not much we can really do. Oh, and it does look like we can barely stay alive. Alright. Try and hold out a little bit and save some of our alchemical creations. And yeah, so far so good. Alright, 6 talent points. Let's go and see. Let's make our way for some more foraging. We didn't get anything good there. Let's go 1 and 2. Okay, Major Leaf, we did get that Cinder Root. And then, let's see, that's 1, 2, yeah, that's a far more convoluted way. I think we go ahead and we start creating some things, and we work on that D6 first. Yeah, so let's go ahead and craft some more of what we already have, and then let's throw on some... Was it blood thistle for extra... Oh no, that's demise. Bubble bloom. Yeah, there we are. Conservation. This ability has 50% additional uses. That's always a good plan early on in creation. And then let's see. Blood thistle and major leaf. We can make another lance. And this one does impaling for a 50% additional XP. Cooldown is faster. Sure. So what is this? 1 times ability power, lances that pierces enemies. Each deals 3 damage and sticks into the ground. Well, I don't know if it's the best thing, but I guess we may as well... I don't think the cooldown's really that necessary. I'd rather try and hold on to some of our herbs for the early game. Let's just go ahead and create this one. And yeah, we will see how that all plays out. At least we now have a few more things to fling at our enemies, so that's not a bad thing. We also have the potions as well, which will be nice. That means we might get some nice passive damage and help us out just that little bit more. Alright, well, I guess we'll now just have to see how we handle things. Alright, let's quickly throw some things over that direction. Should be able to deal with that little blobby, not too bad. Let's go ahead and we'll throw... Okay, let's just make sure that we clear some things. Alright, we seem to be doing okay. Yeah, that's most of the way through the night. I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue. We should be able to clear out everything. Okay, maybe we do need to throw some things. Oop. Well, by some miracle, we managed to not get hit. And we even chucked on some burning onto the elite pumpkin, so that's not bad. Alright, fortitude. Enemies get 25% more health. That is very dangerous this early on. But we don't have a choice. Let's just see. Let's go ahead and pick up... Actually, do we want the ability power or do we want to pick up the forage instead? I think since we're going to... it rerolls all the common ones, I think we go ahead and try and forage some things first. And then we pick up the D6. So that gives us some chef's hat. Refine for bonus experience. I suppose that's not terrible. We can also then go ahead and... Oh, we're sort of stuck. Alright, Oh, we have 1 talent point left. We don't have any way up above this talent. We have to go back through the alchemy. Let's then go maybe for... I guess this is going to be the best way to get to that talent package. So maybe we go for some bonus XP? Yeah, maybe we can try and illuminate a little bit better. Okay, so this does definitely pass through, which is nice. Yeah, we'll have to probably end up using the chef's hat. 1, 2, 3. Work our way up there. Either that or 1... Oh, actually, this might be the faster way. Either way, that is for us to figure out tomorrow night. Let's not waste too much time. Alright then, so night 5, here we go. Unfortunately, some of those... what do we call them? Some of our throwable things have already paid off a little bit. Oh, let's quickly get rid of you. Yeah, we're making a decent amount of progress. We're also getting that nice little XP boost every time we use a potion. So that is something to hopefully help us out. Oh, come on. Let's quickly go ahead. Come on, a few more potions wouldn't be bad if we could manage it. Well, we're still alive, so that's a good sign. We'll go ahead and throw some more. And I think we should be able to deal with this guy. Yep, okay, cool. So hopefully we can throw some potions and they do a decent job. Alright, well, we're up to a gifted XP multiplier, which is nice. 7 talent points. Crawlies will now appear. Yeah, well, it is spiders, I guess. Let's see. Any other things we can pick up? Major leaf and blood thistle. As much as I don't want to go in the wrong direction, I think some extra ingredients is going to be important. And then... Either that or maybe this one might actually give us a cauldron maybe up over here or something. You know what? Oh, what is this? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. It might get us closer than where we currently are at. So you know what? Let's go ahead and roll the dice. Oh, and it sends us in a different direction. Okay, well, that is far from helpful, but it is what it is. Bubble bloom. Maybe we go for a crimson wave. Yeah, so what's this? Expanding, second activation, cooldown is reduced. I don't know if the cooldown is 6 seconds. We've got plenty of potions. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. 5 damage, deals 16 when it passes through. Yeah, you know what? Restores a little bit of health. That's not terrible. We could do with a little bit of healing. So let's go ahead and just craft that. We'll exit. This takes us at least closer to a different package. There's some sigils as well that could be useful. But again, we really want that talent package. So I guess we're just going to have to quickly zip our way across. Yeah, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. So let's see. We'll pick up the XP gain. We'll pick up the forage and then... Ooh, abundance wouldn't be bad either. We're going to have to see how many talent points we get because there's a couple of good options and a couple of ways we could go. And I'm not really sure what's going to be best for us. So we'll just have to yeah, see how that all turns out. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw a few things. Let's quickly go ahead and... Oh, come on now. Let's deal with you. Let's go with a wave. That should be fairly good. Come on now. Let's quickly get rid of a few of you. Okay, so some of our abilities are not quite as strong as I would prefer. We've got some burning. Let's go ahead and deal with you. A wave, maybe. Ow. Oh, no. We did get hit, but we didn't lose our combo. Huh. Okay, well, I guess... I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. 8 talent points and more movement speed. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick up the XP. And then... Do we want to go for the abundance? I think we do. It's a mystery. I know it. I guess we're just going to have to wait one more night on the talent package. Sigils, XP, and then with our final remaining one... do you want some glacial sigils as well? Yeah, you know what? That's probably not a bad plan. Let's go ahead and collect that. That should at least give us a little bit of extra defense. Sure. We'll see how that goes. Alright. Well, we got a gummy bear. I suppose that's nice. I'm kind of concerned at the pace that all of these enemies are able to make it to us. Yeah, that's very much not handy. Let's see, can we continue to deal with all of you? Oh, let's quickly throw some things that direction. Let's go ahead and deal with them. Oh, and it looks like... Oh, we're still alive and kicking by somehow. Oh, come on. Let's deal with all of you, come on. I don't want to lose our modifier here. If we can continue to get some XP, that would be greatly appreciated. I think we should be fairly safe now. Yeah. Alright, but that could have been very close to a very bad night. Alright, enemies receive less knockback. That is a modifier I much prefer. Let's go ahead and roll the dice for this talent package. Let's re-roll spray and pray, and then let's have a look. Collect more loot. or you get bonuses when using abilities. Well, you know what? Given how difficult it is for us to survive without using them, we're going to go use it or lose it, and hopefully get something rather nice. Okay, so let's check things out. First of all, we now have a new epic, Refreshing Sigil. Killing 15 enemies creates a mind rune that explodes 2 times, dealing 2 damage, and gives a charge of a random potion ability. Well, that's good. We also get the Rekindle, which is whenever you use a potion ability, you have a 25% chance to activate all throwing weapon talents. Huh. And then, what else have we got? Chakrams? Every 4 seconds throw a chakram in a different direction. Okay, so a throwing weapon, that's not bad. Spark Collector, enemies have a 3% chance to drop a spark when killed. To instantly use a potion with 2 random ingredients. Huh. Okay. It's a little bit weird, but I'm not going to complain. Let's go ahead and collect some extra forageable things. We'll pick up that epic since we're here. And then let's pick up some of everything. And then I think we start making our way around. So we'll pick up some more of those chakrams and we will see how that works. So what is this? 25% chance to use all throwing weapon talents. Once every second. Okay. Well, at least we know which direction we're heading in. We'll probably try and get that Refreshing Sigil as well. That'll be rather nice. And then we already know where the next talent package is. So that should hopefully give us a pretty good direction as to where we want to go. Okay then, well, let's just let some enemies get a little bit closer. Extra throwing weapons is already turning out pretty good. Let's just go ahead and deal with you. I'm not sure. Let's go. We'll deal with them. All of those throwables seems pretty good. It looks like we got a free Nova potion, which is rather good. Okay, well, it's certainly feeling better than previous nights. I can't say that it's incredible given the fact that it feels very uncontrolled. Yeah, it's very difficult to kind of figure out what we're doing. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're not getting too terribly assaulted by everything, so I suppose it's not the worst. And it does look like we're holding our own slightly better. We're still losing a little bit of health, which is not ideal. But we do at least have some sigils on the ground to help us out in the future. Alright, 7 talent points. Each wave has an additional enemy. Let's go for the spark. Let's go for the chakrams. XP. Ooh, we have the artesian as well, but again, I think we leave that. Let's work our way... for more sparkles? Either that or teddy bears, but again, I don't think that's the... Let's just try and make our way over to the Refreshing Sigil. I think that's not a bad plan. Yeah, random ability charge, that's not bad. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll be able to pick this up on the next one. We can get some more foraging, some more potions, and then I think maybe we go from here and pick up some bonus sigils and work our way towards the talent package. But again, we want to get everything that we can from over here before we move on. As we know, we can get rather distracted and not necessarily get to where we want to go. So, we will see. Alright. Let's go ahead and deal with all of you guys. The big eyeball already is a little bit of a danger. Looks like it fired off our... that potion ability was very, very handy. Looks like it definitely threw out all of those weapons, which is lovely. Yeah, the one problem is you just cannot control which direction that they travel. Makes it very difficult to plan our damage output accordingly and our, the appropriate use of our abilities. But you know what, we'll take what we can get, so we're not going to be, we're not going to be too fussy, as long as we're still getting bonuses, that's the main thing, right? Alright, let's get rid of you. Alright, all of that should be fine. Can we clear you out. Okay, we did get hit. Let's quickly use that wave there. We don't. We did lose. Oh, I thought we had got that spider. Yeah, we did very closely almost die, but they're getting more health. That is not good, but again, hopefully some runes will help us out. Let's go for the XP and more potions, since we do get some nice bonuses from things. Let's go ahead and collect. Oh, we're running out of potions very quickly, but I think... Do we go ahead and forage? Let's pick up one sigil, and then... what do we do? I'm very tempted to go back and craft some more potions. What have we currently got? We probably need some more of these expanding flame lance of conservation. So that'll be cinder root, which we do have. We need blood thistle. Oh, wait a second. That's one of everything. So we could craft this, but we wouldn't have much spare. Alright, well, you know, let's go ahead and collect some more forageable components, and it does look like that's going to help us out. Let's go ahead and we'll craft up some more just to be safe. That seems pretty decent. And then Sage's Lance thing. Sure, we can make some more of that, so I suppose a couple more uses isn't the worst. Yeah, 25 extra potions. That seems ideal. And then, can we create anything else? No. And not unless we create something new and exciting, which admittedly, an expanding Ice Nova of potency would not be the worst. Yeah, in fact, second activation, you know what, we do, a good Nova can be very, very effective, and ice should slow them down. You know what, we're going to go ahead and craft it. We'll chuck that in the 4th position, because for some reason that's where I think Novas should go, and we'll have the rest of the direct damage elsewhere. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Actually, you know, we'll just swap that spot. Actually, you know, there we go. I think that's going to be the better way of doing things. Alright, so we're up to night 10. Let's see if we can survive, because this is now where, once we survive this night, we're going to start having a whole heap of extra issues come our way thanks to our new mastery level. So, we'll see what we can do. Alright, let's quickly go ahead and throw some abilities in a few directions. Let's go get rid of you. We got a free Nova, which was nice. There's also our brand new sigil, which is rather good. So it's nice to see that that's doing something. Alright, anything else? Let's go ahead and deal with you guys. Yeah, that HP buff is definitely getting annoying. Now all those little blobs are able to withstand a hit or two from our basic attacks, which is kind of dangerous. We like it when they're soft and squishy and not that dangerous. But yeah, being able to withstand a few things, not so ideal. Alright, let's quickly go ahead and throw some damage up in that direction. We don't want to get too overwhelmed. We might need to deal with them. Alright, and now we just have one singular Lorge left with a 50% bonus to XP, which is rather nice. So, 8 talent points. Treadle twins and Smushrooms will now appear. Spawn rate of 10% has increased. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good with what we've got. So let's go ahead and we'll go for the attack speed. I think detonator rune ability power. Oh, it's not bad, but I don't think we need it immediately. The question is though, do we go for some extra XP gain? And I think the answer is going to be yes. We'll try and get that up and rolling, and then oh, we don't have... It's a dead end. Okay, so that's rather frustrating. Let's go ahead and pick up the XP. Let's pick up the foraging. And then I think tomorrow we'll then go ahead and we'll craft up some more ingredients. Yeah, hopefully it pays off. Don't know if it's going to or not, but there's not much else we can do for tonight. So off we go. Alright then. Alright, let's see if we can clear these guys out. Hopefully these new enemies won't cause us too much hassle. Let's go ahead and throw a few things here and there. Yeah, these throwing abilities are definitely going to be quite handy, especially with the epics that we have. I'm thinking if we can find another talent package that would give us a nice little bonus to throwables, we definitely go ahead and try and make that work for us. Not sure if we'll necessarily get that option, but if we can, we'll certainly try. Because so far, I like what we've got. It's, yeah, turning out to be rather useful. I definitely think we would have not made it this far if it wasn't for those abilities. Alright, well, that was a very, very close one. Let's go ahead and clear out you guys. Oh, and we still need to keep working there. Let's throw something over here. Alright, and... ooh, okay, so it turns out we didn't need to use an ability on that tree thingy that was attacking us, the treadle. But you know what? Better safe than sorry. Alright, enemies now have 25% more hit points, which is bad. Each wave now has an additional enemy on top of whatever else we now have from our mastery popping through. So, we need to go ahead and go through alchemy. I think before we do this, we make sure we have enough ingredients. Let's collect some more forageables here and there. And then... I don't think we have much of a choice. 3 ingredients of bubble, cinder, and mage. Bubble, cinder, mage. Okay, in fact, we can even create a couple more novas. That's not bad. Yeah, okay, in fact, we might be able to craft a few things. So, you know what? Not the end of the world. Except... oh, we don't have the bubble bloom. Ooh. Well, that is a conundrum. We can't make you, we cannot... oh, we can create the Nova. So, you know what? I suppose we'll make one of those. It's not ideal, but it's not the worst. At least we now can go ahead and use a few more of those a bit more freely. Let's go ahead and we'll take the ability power up. And we will see what we can do here. Let's re-roll for gold. And so what do we get? We have curveball, more throwing weapons. Okay. Mind over matter, level up faster. Okay. And then uncover more runes and power them up. Ooh, this is a tricky one here because again, I did say we wanted more throwing weapons because we have some really nice modifiers. I normally would go for the level up, especially when it's gold, but I think given our epic here, using abilities can activate all throwing weapons, I feel like this is just far too powerful to give up. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up, and hopefully it's the right choice. Alright, so what do we get? We have access to flowers. Every 4 seconds you throw an ingredient in a random direction that deals 6 or 3 times ability power damage and applies a random status effect. Okay, well that's not bad. We have a pitcher, which your throwing weapon talents activate 10% more frequently. We have... gummy bear collector, no. Corks, there it is. Every 2 seconds throw a cork in a random direction that deals 2 damage, or 1 multiplied by the ability power. And then an ace, your throwing weapon talents have a 25% chance to throw an additional weapon in the direction you are facing when they activate. Huh. Well, that's not bad. I like the look of that. We'll try and pick that up, but I think we'll go... let's pick up some corks. Wait, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, I think we'll pick up the cork as well. Every 1.8 second. That's not terrible. And then I'm not quite ready for that alchemy jug yet, so I guess we try and make our way around. We'll pick up some bonus health. I suppose that's not the worst idea. Either that or maybe some XP. You know what? Yeah, let's go for experience. Maybe that should give us a little bit of extra movement through the talent tree. Hopefully that is the case. Alright, well, either way, let's go ahead and see what we can do. Looks like we're already throwing all sorts of things, which is absolutely delightful. Let's go ahead and fire off a Nova, as we have an absolute surplus of those right now. So far, so good. I feel pretty good with that. Let's go ahead and fire off a couple of things. Yeah, these throwing abilities are very, very nice. I don't know if we're going to be able to defend on all avenues, it seems. We're definitely getting swamped by multiple angles, which is very concerning, but at the same time too, it looks like we're getting some Novas here and there, which is nice. We're able to get our throwing abilities used fairly frequently, which is good. Yeah, let's just see what we can do. Let's throw some stuff over there. Let's see if we can clear up a couple of other things. Alright, we have taken damage, but I do feel like we're holding our own, which is nice. We have got hit once or twice, which is not ideal. But it could certainly be worse. Yeah, alright, so there we go. Alright, 18 talent points. You know what? That's actually quite good. Far better than I thought. So, enemies have 10% more movement speed. That's a little scary, but we should be okay. And each wave now has an additional enemy yet again. Let's go ahead and collect the new epic. We also have Shocking Sigil. That could also be rather good, but again, let's go for the flowers. And, oh, you know what? We're detonating runes fairly frequently. Let's go ahead and pick up the health and communication skills. We'll roll the dice a few times over here. Alright, and we now have some more alchemy jugs just in case. So far, so good, though. Let's see. Bubble, blood, and mage. Nope, we're definitely not able. Let's see. Anything else we desire? You know, let's pick up some more corks to throw at people. After all, cork does grow on trees, so it's not like it's that bad if we throw it away. And then, do we increase our ability, or do we maybe go for some bonus XP? I think we work our way towards some bonus XP. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, and who knows, if we get enough talent points, we might even be able to pick up Artisan, and when we start crafting, we'll get some nice long-term benefits. But either way, we're already at night 13, so let's see how we go. Hopefully, it all works out. Alright, definitely some fast-moving fellows, which I do not appreciate, so let's fire off that Nova and see what we can do with our throwable weapons. Let's go ahead and throw all sorts of things. Yeah, those trees are definitely very concerning. It does look like some of our throwables are definitely occurring in the direction that we're facing, so that is nice to know. Make sure that we continue changing our direction of facing, just to make sure that we do considerable damage to lots of places and we don't waste any of our throwables. Yeah, actually, you know what? We're doing pretty good. Yeah, we're doing rather nicely. We've got a couple of sigils on the ground just in case we need to make do. Let's go ahead and let's throw some stuff over here. I actually feel like we've got a very nice little power spike here. Compared to other nights, I feel like we're doing pretty decently. I have no idea why, but I'm very happy to see that that is the case. Yeah, masterful. There we are, 75%. We got through, and we never even got hit. So another 15 talent points is nice. Enemies receive less knockback. Each wave has an additional enemy. Sort of par for the course. Let's go ahead and collect some more forageable bits and pieces. Again, make sure that we have what we need. And then, what to do? Do we try and zip up this way, or do we try and shuffle across there? You know what? Let's go ahead and make it this way. Go for some mystery talents. Okay, that's a dead end. That's a pity. I feel like this way may be the better path to travel, so we're just gonna follow my guess. Not for any reason in particular, but other than it could be right. And then do we go here for some more foraging? I think we do. I'm not sure if this is gonna make the path up. So we'll go ahead and collect. Oh, and it was wrong. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll go ahead and explore some more things. Do we want to pick up an extra cauldron along our way just for good measure? Well, it depends. Are we bottlenecked by one in any other spot? Actually, yes. If we go over here, we can pick up some more forageables in the next one. Yeah, there we go. So that'll do. Let's go ahead and pick up that expanding Crimson Wave. That seems to be working out fairly well for us. 5 damage, deals 22, passes through enemies. If it kills 2 enemies, you restore 5 health points. Sure. Let's go ahead and get some health regen going. And then I feel fairly comfortable with what we've got. So I don't think we push this. Yeah, we can always craft more of something later if we desire, but I feel like having more than 20 in all of them is decent enough. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive on into the next night and see how that goes. Alrighty-o, so some basic enemies, nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and throw some things around. Let's fire off a Nova since people are getting a bit close. Let's go ahead and yeah, we're doing okay. Cool. Well, that's 25% of the night down, which is always good to see. Our nights aren't getting too long, which is nice. But again, it's yeah, not feeling too bad. All right, let's see. Anything else? We're getting lots of free potions, which is very good from our, crafting a 2-potion ability kind of thing. I think we'll go ahead and fire off a Nova there just for safety's sake. It does look like we're still doing okay. We have regained a little bit of health, which is ideal. But yeah, we just seem to be throwing so many projectiles. It seems to be doing more damage than everything else. So I definitely think that this is a rather viable build. Alright, so anybody else causing us trouble? Not really. Let's see if we can keep some of those trunks at distance. Yeah, it looks like we triggered off a whole bunch of projectiles all at once, which is rather nice. And there we go. The night is already over. 20 talent points. Nights of up. Speak of the devil. 5 seconds longer. And more movement speed. Okay, well, let's go ahead and we'll pick up this and do we just craft for kicks and giggles, or do we... Oh, and of course Artisan is the one on the opposite side. Of course that would be the case. Well, you know what? Let's not waste the opportunity. Let's just craft up a couple more of the Novas. The Novas are pretty good. I like them. And an extra 20 uses is not poor at all. And then, yeah, we'll just continue making our way through. We'll go ahead and collect the epic. Let's collect some extra ingredients. And then let's work our way towards that sigil as well. We'll roll the dice there. More forageables, more potions. There's the sigil. Let's get some more XP. In fact, I'm fairly sure, yeah, we passed another one. And let's see if there's any more XP on the table, because I feel like we're doing an alright job of keeping our enemies at bay. So improving our talent point generation is obviously a good call. And then, yeah, let's pick up some sigils, some extra experience, and we will see where this all takes us. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and we've even got some more to go, just in case. Alright, well, let's dive on into night 15. Alright, so, some very fast-moving enemies there. I do not like those Tronks with their skills that they have. Okay, definitely looks like we're using that Nova a couple more times again. I think for now we're able to keep everybody at bay. Yeah, we're definitely getting some nice bonuses. We'll go ahead and throw some things there, just make sure that some of those trees do not get too close. Looks like they move relatively reasonably quickly until they get within a certain range, and then they go into a full-on sprint. Yeah. Alright. Well, that's all good. At least we're aware of it so we can act accordingly. Alright, so let's see. So far so good. And yeah, we've got some nice little defenses up there from some of the lances that we've thrown. Looks like they're covering most things. Oh yeah, and because we're also passively throwing out some potions, some two ingredient potions, it also means that we're firing off a lot more of our sigils than what we would otherwise be doing if we're trying to keep some of our abilities to a minimum. Yeah, well, either way, so far so good. Looks like we've cleared everybody away. And that is all we needed. And we ended it on full health as well. 22 talent points. Omgus and queens will now appear. Extra 5% chance for elites. Alright, this could get dangerous. So, what else do we want? Oh, you know what? We missed that before. We might as well pick that up. We did say something about some XP as well. So we'll go ahead and collect that before I forget. And yeah, we'll grab that one too. Alright, so either way, let's move on. Where do we want to travel? Got some foraging over here, some abilities over there. We've got some rares as well. I suppose we can try out some of them. Extra refine, so I believe that's extra bonus XP. We'll go ahead and revitalize. We'll pick up a couple of them. Let's try and make our way around for that random one. Oh, we have a ring as well. You know what? That seems very, very good. One of every common talent, including forage, cultivate, alchemy. Yep, sounds good enough. So let's make our way over there. I think we'll go through here. Oh, that's a dead end. Huh. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to travel... Oh, no. Guess we'll have to travel in this direction. Alright, we'll pick up a bit more power in the next one, work our way to the forage. Should still be fairly good. We've got plenty of skills and abilities, so I'm not too concerned. Potions are still very nicely in supply, so I'm not feeling too concerned about all of that. I think we should be fairly safe. Alright, now we do have some of those bigger enemies like the Omegus. Yeah, those Omegus have a whole heap of health, so we shouldn't just assume that they will be a non-issue. But at the same time too, I'm not hugely concerned. As I said, I feel fairly confident in our build, which is very nice. Alright, so looks like... Yeah, we're already up to a masterful multiplier, which is very nice. In fact, the Omegus will help us out a lot as they spawn in a whole bunch of extra little enemies. So that does definitely help build our combo and our XP gain. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. In fact, the reason why I probably feel so good about this is because it does not feel like we're playing the Alchemist at all. Like, as I said, if you've looked at the first couple of episodes with this guy, we did pretty well. In fact, you know, we had quite a few successful runs before our first failure. But I'm not sure if he's really my playstyle, but again, the fact is that things are working out, and maybe we just hadn't found a good synergy with our talents previously, so that is certainly possible. But either way, it's nice to see that it's all working out. Alright, so let's just keep on fighting for a bit. We've almost made it to the truly talented level. I think that's around... Is it 800 kills or maybe 1,000 kills? But either way, 28 talent points is not shabby. Enemies spawn 10% more frequently. Each wave has an additional enemy. That's no problems. Let's go ahead and collect some extra power, some forageables. Let's get that XP. And then... let's collect the ring. That does give us some more crafting. Let's go ahead and craft some more of those. In fact, we can collect 30. Now the question is, do we want to add something to that and make that a little bit stronger? Focus for cooldown. Potency for an additional 50% damage. You know what? I actually think that that's going to be a good idea. So let's just swap 1 and 2 around, because whenever we craft, it always switches the first one. So we'll replace Rending Sage Lance with Rending Sage Lance of Potency. Are you sure? Yes. That also still gives us an extra 8, so it's not the end of the world. And I think we exit. I don't think we really need to do too much in the way of bonus crafting for now. We'll pick up the extra potions since we're here. Maybe the ability as well. But we'll collect a whole bunch of extra bits and pieces. You know, may as well make the most of having come all this way across. Oh, and there's a talent package. Okay, so, dead end here. Nothing over there, so we have to try and make our way up and around. Alright, that does not connect, so we have to try and make our way across. Well, that's rather annoying, but it should be fine. Yeah, alright, well, let's move on to the next night. Night 17. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and throw one of our abilities. Ooh. Yep, that seems all well and good. Everyone seems pretty well shocked and kept that distance, which is rather nice. Those throwables are definitely coming in handy. Let's see. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about things. Again, trying not to kill the queens when they first make it there, as they do bring in some flies, which are always nice little bonuses. Or at least, yeah, since they die fairly easily, it should be, yeah, we're trying to make sure that we're getting as much XP as possible. But all in all, I'm feeling fairly good. Alright, so let's see. In fact, you know what? I think this might actually be a pretty decent build to try out the Endless mode. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we could make it to night, what, 30? Maybe even 35? So, yeah, I think we might end up trying that out, because this is working fairly well for us. Alright, but either way, we will see. We're still at full health, which is nice. We've got a nice amount of health regen. Looks like we're firing off all sorts of extra little potions for us. We're up to Truly Talented, which is fantastic, getting 837% bonus experience. And now we just have the last couple of enemies to be dealt with and we're all good. Okay, very nice. Alright then, so 32 talent points, night 17 is over. Enemies will spawn 10% more frequently and they have 10% more movement speed, both of which I think we can actually handle. Alright, well either way, let's go ahead and see if about that new talent package. Let's go ahead and collect those. Let's pick up the abundance just for good measure. And then... actually no, let's also pick up the forage as well. And then, how far do we have to go to... let's see what we can do. Alright, so all of these are already gods, so let's see. Power up your bolt abilities, we're not using those. Uncover more runes and power them up, or we could go for leveling up faster. Well, you know what? We don't really need too much else. Let's just go ahead and see just how OP we can become. Alright, so what are we re-rolling? We have Curiosity. Whenever you detonate a rune, gain 2% additional XP until the end of night. Sure. We also have the Refine. We also have the Knowledge. Level up 3% bonus experience until the end of night. That's also fairly good. So we'll pick up those. And then Curiosity, detonating runes again for more bits and pieces. Sure. We'll happily collect all of those. Same with Rousing Knowledge. That's not bad. Oh, and books. Bother, we missed that. Every so often we throw a book at a person and it does a whole heap of damage. Alright, well I suppose we can't get everything in a single one. We'll just go ahead and we'll pick that up tomorrow instead. But I think that'll be very nice. We've got a whole heap of XP. We've got a really good solid amount of our ability damage. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the way things are going. Alright, let's go ahead and clear them out, make sure that they don't get any strikes against us. And, well, I guess we'll, yeah, we'll just see where things lead us. Alright, so what have we got? All of this is pretty good. Also too, the next time we go crafting, we should have a very nice supply of whatever we are creating. Given that we've picked up another one of those talents for a bonus 5 uses of whatever we craft. Yeah, things are looking pretty good. Alright, so let's see. We're already at 1,098% XP gain, which is good. Oh yeah, those multiple... so the ones that give us 2% from whatever it was that we just picked up, it does look like since we've got 3 of them, we do get 6%, and they'll max out at 20% each. So that would give us a maximum of a bonus 60% XP gain, which certainly will help us out. Yeah. So far, so good. Alright, back to maximum health points. Getting a nice little... Oh yeah, there's nothing left. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? That will be fine. Let's see, where are we at? We're now up to 44 talent points in a single night. Truly absurd, but we're not done. No, we are not. Let's go ahead and find... Where is it? Yeah, here we go. The final Wait, that refine is a dead end? Oh. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to go away, make up to replenish. Whenever you use a potion, have a 20% chance to gain another random ability that we have. That's all good. We'll go ahead and collect that. Let's collect all of these. That should be good. More potions, more XP. We'll pick up that refine. And we may as well go for that abilities power since we already have gone so far to pick it up. I think this might actually be a very optimal choice to go for a portal if we can find one. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can find ourselves a portal. I don't think it'll be too far until the next one. Revitalize, extra power. It's possible. Still haven't found any legendary on the map though. That's a little disappointing. More infernal sigils. No. Revitalize. Okay, so that's a dead end. Okay, so let's just see. How much of the map have we checked? We've gone a very far way. Okay, so I suppose we'll just have to try and make our way up over through here and see if that leads us towards a portal. Yeah, I think that'll be it. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next night. Might craft up again, just so we have a nice little collection of things before we do go through a portal. But again, I'm feeling pretty good about things, so I'm not really hugely concerned. Alright, so let's see, where are we at? Starting back at around 860% XP. We've already knocked that well over the 1000% mark, which is fantastic. Getting some very nice dividends. Alright, anybody else trying to cause issues? Not that I can see. Also too, some of those lance abilities are throwing a ridiculous amount of lances up to the north if you have a look there. Definitely saving us a whole heap of trouble trying to destroy some enemies. Getting rid of them before they're even really well within range, which is very, very pleasant to see. And again, we're not even firing anything off. These are all just the passive abilities that we have collected that are firing. So we're doing pretty good. Alright, anything else? I don't think so. I think this is going to be night 19 done away with fairly comfortably. Alright then, so let's see. Anybody causing any major danger right towards the very end? Not really. Yeah. Oh wow, we're actually up at 1700, yes, 1728% XP gain. That is absolutely ridiculous. Wow. Okay, well, 41 talent points yet again. Enemies spawn 10% more frequently and an additional enemy per wave. Nothing too scary there. Let's go ahead and I think we'll go ahead and actually, you know what? No, we're going to leave the crafting back there. We're going to go ahead and see if we can find ourselves a portal. Let's pick up that extra abundance and we will see if, yeah, we might as well use the alchemy since we're already stuck through here. Let's go ahead and craft a few more of you and then that'll do. That'll be fine and then we'll just make our way. Extra sigils, you know what, sure, why not? How on earth could that turn poorly for us? Oh, and we finally have a legendary. Gain 4 of each ingredient. Well, not exactly remarkably helpful at this point of our run, but you know what, it is still appreciated nonetheless, so I feel like it would be rude to leave that behind, so we'll go ahead and collect that. We'll also go ahead and work our way towards the green fingers and the new talent package. So let's just run our way up and around over there. And then Origin now grants an additional ingredient. Why not? And then there is a talent package. Let's re-roll for gold. Okay, secret recipe. Get bonuses when applying status effects. You know what? We're doing that fairly frequently, so that's not a bad thing at all. What do we get access to? We have a spooky sigil. We also have signature dish. Every time you apply a unique status effect, you gain 5% bonus experience until the end of night. Well, you know what? What's a little bit more experience at this point? Let's just really double down and see how absurd that can go. And then, you know, we should probably go ahead and pick up the spooky sigil as well, and we will work our way towards primordial. Abilities deal 25% additional damage for every unique status effect applied to target, as well as occult knowledge. On a level up, you unleash an elemental nova that applies a random status effect to nearby enemies. Once again, really diving into what we have invested in. Alright, well, night 20, here we go. So, I feel like this is going to be a success. I would be lying if I said otherwise. But I'm not really too concerned, funnily enough, so what we're going to do is, assuming we do actually make it through the night, I think the next episode is going to be an endless run yet again. So, yeah, that'll be nice, because we haven't done one of those in a while, and I don't think we've done that with the Alchemist at any given point, so we will see just how far we can go with this current build. Alright, but either way, we're already up to a very, very healthy 1400% XP gain, so that'll be very good. We're up to level 315, which is remarkably nice. Yeah, we're still not firing off many of our abilities, which is fantastic, so we're definitely holding our own as far as our damage output is concerned, and we can definitely boost that further as well. Yeah, okay, so that's halfway through the final night. Let's just be done with... actually, you know what? I don't think we really... I was about to say let's focus on one alley in particular, but every time I look there, they just kind of disappeared. So I'm not sure if that really counts. Oh well, not to mention too, we now have a very nice defensive Nova for our leveling up, which is... kind of highly likely given the fact that we're now up to, what's that, 2080%? Wow. If only we got real life returns like that on investments. Either way. Let's see. Yeah, some of the enemies are moving at a decent pace, but again, oh, even those little blobbies, they're actually taking a fair few hits from our basic attacks. But again, we're still doing alright. Yeah. Oh, we're down to the final couple of enemies. And that's it. We made it. Alright then. So, that was the achievement and my sickle. So, that means we've made it to level 15. Very nice. New core talent. We haven't even... Yeah, this is our final capstone talent. And we're already going into Endless without it. So, very nice for us. But either way, we've now collected up the Artificer. Whenever you craft a potion, all other potions gain 3 additional charges. Quite handy. And then a Linguist. Rune talents require 50% fewer kills to activate. That's also quite nice as well. Well, that is... yeah, that is not bad. Alright, but either way, we've got it. That's rather good. Let's have a quick squiz at our statistics. So let's go ahead and have a look. Let's see, anything too ridiculous? Placebo worked out a couple of times. Not that I can remember what that was. Potions, again, we know that one's a pretty decent one. We've also got the refine, that gives us a nice little bit of an extra XP boost, which is certainly handy. Picked up plenty of gummy bears, sigils were also quite decent as always. Let's see, spark collector, that wasn't bad. The chakrams, that was very nice, being able to throw those things around. That was definitely one of the things that solidified our run. And then, yeah, we threw a lot of corks. The ace wasn't too bad. Flowers was decent. Yeah, all in all, not too bad. Yeah, some nice decent stuff. Books, we threw 108 books at the very end. That's not bad. And then a couple of spooky sigils as well. And then as for being hit, we got hit 5 times, but that was only fairly early on. 1 large, 3 googlies, and 1 little blob. But that wasn't too bad. So, yeah, quite the talent tree we ended up collecting. Quite the talent tree indeed. Very odd in its nature. Ended up having to do a fair bit of working around, but you know what? It all worked, so nothing too bad at the end of the day. Unfortunately, yeah, it looks like we might have to pick up a couple of extra epics for our endless run, but we will see that when we get to that tomorrow. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.